Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are around the world. My name is Sifu Bryan. I'm a North Mantis Kung Fu teacher with over 30 years experience. It is the 28th of September 2021. Welcome to my weekly quotes. Let's get straight to it. When a government fears the people, we have liberty. When the people fear the government, we have tyranny. Thomas Jefferson. And that is so true. I mean, when I see what's going on from around the world, not just in the UK, but around the world, I could look at Australia. Oh my word. Jesus, I pray for them. They are under so much tyranny from their own government. It's a disgrace. I'm sure many people have seen the videos, but I'm sure a lot of people are doing this and pretending they've not seen these videos, or pushing it away saying, oh no, that's not real. No. Well, I'm hearing it from people, and I'm putting out my feelers and all from people who I know that is out there, and I'm waiting for them to respond back to me, because I want to know, is it really that bad? I'm seeing the videos, but I want to know, is it really that bad? Because it looks pretty bad, and the media are doing this. So over here in the UK, it's not great. They've given us a little bit of slack, but again, there's always that thing hovering over us saying, hey, we can slap you back down, and you put you back into a lockdown scenario. You've destroyed many businesses. For what? Let me remind you, for something that is 99.97 recovery rate. You're using a false test that has been proven to be fraudulent. This PCR test. Not great. And then on top of that, and that's what you're using to close down people's businesses, on fraud. And then on top of that, if this is not tyranny enough, you are now going after the children. This is where we say, no, you've crossed the line. Keep off our children. You know, for something, I say again, that is 99.97% recovery rate without anything. It's not great. And scientists all around the world are saying, no, you don't need to do that. But of course they do. They need to make their money. But this is tyranny. And when the government's going against advice from doctors and scientists, and they're keeping to their corrupt ministers out there like Whitty and all those corrupt officials who should be arrested for fraud, for treason, and for crimes against humanity. But we will see. But let me read this quote one more time. When a government fears the people, we have liberty. When the people fear the government, we have tyranny. And I say again, going after the children, I think you're going to see a lot of mothers start to stand up, because it's not necessary. Not at all. So I don't want to go too much into it, because you've got to be careful of your words. And that's another thing, and all going towards a tyrannic government, when you cannot speak your mind, you have to be careful what you speak about. They did that in Germany before the Nazis started to take over. You know, they start to say, no, you can't say that. You got arrested, you got thrown in jail. Oh, by the way, that's happening in Australia, and around certain parts of the world. And people were put inside. Some people were actually assassinated and all for speaking their truth. And people would say, oh, that could never happen over here in the UK. Well, I thought what's going on in Australia could never, ever happen. But it's happening, and these governments around the world are all in it together because they're all doing the same thing. And their buzzword is, it's for your safety. Remember that, it's for your safety. These are their little buzzwords, and they're all using it. There's this thing where this guy did a video of the news outlets, and they were all saying the same words. It was unbelievable, but also a bit frightening, because it's like, wow, these guys are really working together to enforce, as they will say, their new world order. But the people are the power. The people are the power. And we even saw it with these vaccines where they, with these passports. The government had to pull back, even though they've kind of kept it on the shelf. But because there was so much pushback with the people in France, I have to big up the French revolutionaries in France. They've not forgotten their fighting spirit, and they pushed back the government, millions of them. And I think the government was afraid that there'll be a big uproar. There was going to be a big uproar if they pushed forward on that. And there was a lot of organisations starting to rally up against the government, you know, because it's discriminatively, it's discrimination. It's clear discriminations. Where are the unions? Yeah, they're all doing that, or they're all doing that. Huh? Well, I got to admit, they did get rid of a lot of the union reps that were representing the people, and they got them kicked out. Yeah, and well, I was one of them. I was one of them. You know, I was a health and safety officer for the whole of Southwark, for Southwark Unison. So you can imagine if I was still there, that nonsense, they would have had to have produced evidence. But anyway, I love these quotes, and I'm just saying to the people, keep your chin up, because you are powerful beyond all measure. And look what you've done. You've got the government to reverse back on those health passports. So you are powerful. Do not ever think you are insufficient or you're not powerful. Look what the footballers did the other day, when all these big billionaires tried to get together to make even more money, and the supporters said no. They said no, and they had to listen, because there's more of us than them. And anyone supporting these discriminative which is not lawful, by the way. They are breaking international law. They're breaking the Nuremberg Code, and these people will be held accountable. They will be held accountable. So stand your ground. Do not comply with these measures, because if you do, let's take a look at Australia. So, you know, there's a lot of people that think the way you do, and there's people that obviously believe this is a whole lot of nonsense, and that we should just follow blindly and ask no questions. And they're still, you know, our brothers and sisters. You know, they're still our brothers and sisters, and anyone that has taken the jabs, you know, they're still our brothers and sisters. I've got people in my family that's taken it, and you know, and they do agree with what we're saying, that a lot of these things are discriminative. And no, I don't think in our hearts of hearts no one wants to be in a country or live in a country where they're being discriminative. You know, could you imagine if this was like someone with HIV and they were told you cannot fly because you've got HIV? People would have been in uproar. So people know this is discriminative. So, you know, we've got to, as I say, put on the armour of God and we've got to stand our ground, understand the law, understand your rights. But yeah, it's all good. I'm hearing about the audits in America, and I hear that the media, the mockingbird media, as they say, are putting a spin on it. But it's clear, as we've been saying for a long time, they did steal the elections. So only a matter of time now. Only a matter of time. But anyway, it's all good. But I'm going to read this quote one more time because I do like this quote. When a government fears the people, we have liberty. When the people fear the government, we have tyranny. And at the moment, there's a lot of people in fear. It's such a shame. It's such a shame. It shouldn't be that way, but I think it's had to be that way to wake up people. Because if people were just told about it, they would have never have believed it. They would never have believed that so many people could be involved in such evil activity. You know, they had to be allowed to do the crime, and I do believe from what I'm reading about, and I've been going down so many different rabbit holes, that these people will be held accountable, and there is a light at the end of the tunnel. But from what I'm hearing, it's about the financial reset. They're changing the finances of the world economy and turning it and going back to our finances being gold back. So that will be interesting. I think the last time that our monies were gold back was back in 1971, and was it Truman or whatever? Someone, I can't remember which leader changed it, but hey, let's see what happens. But all I just say, people, do your own research, find out for yourself, and yeah, let's go for it. Let's go for it. But phenomenal quote, phenomenal quote. But guys, stay blessed and protect the children. Take care.